In 1990, Roald Dahl had died. But also, a VHS was released called 4 Enchanting Tales. And I got to watch it because it was re-released in DVD in 2005. And I've racked my memory a bit, and it was really weird to say the least. And I feel like it is going to be an interesting topic to talk about. So let's get into 4 Enchanting Tales, shall we? Oh, but before I start, I'm going to explain what I'm going to be doing with each section. So I'm going to basically summarise it and then, show you the best bits. And that's about it. That's all I wanted to explain to you. That's really all. Now, on to the actual content.
The Enormous Crocodile by Roald Dahl.
So The Enormous Crocodile was created in 1978 by Roald Dahl, obviously. The story tells us about an enormous crocodile, and he hasn't ate any kids yet, human kids, and so he decides to go out and eat some. He proudly proclaims his plan to all the animals in the kingdom. Foolish mistake, I might add. One part, he decides to become a coconut tree. He does. He gets booted by a hippopotamus, I believe. And another, he becomes a swing, or a seesaw, in fact. And he gets pelted by a bird. And it keeps on going on until he gets flown into space. And I just find that very humorous. Not gonna lie. It's really funny to watch. In all honesty, my favourite bits in this section, The Enormous Crocodile, is the one where he gets speared by the hippopotamus in the first section.
Suddenly, there was a tremendous whooshing noise. It was Humpy Rumpy the hippopotamus. He came crashing and snorting out of the jungle. His head was down low, and he was galloping at a terrific speed. "Look out, Toto!" shouted Humpy Rumpy. "Look out, Mary! That's not a coconut tree. It's the enormous crocodile, and he wants to eat you up." Humpy Rumpy charged straight at the enormous crocodile. He caught him with his giant head and sent him tumbling and skidding over the ground. "Owie!" cried the crocodile.
And in the last section, where he gets booted off into space, into the sun by an elephant.
"Hey, let me go!" yelled the enormous crocodile, who was now dangling upside down. "Let me go! Let me go!" "No," Trunky said, "I will not let you go. We've all had quite enough of your clever tricks." Trunky began to swing the crocodile round and round in the air. At first, he swung him slowly. Then he swung him faster and faster and faster and faster still. Soon the enormous crocodile was just a blurry circle going round and round Trunky's head. Suddenly, Trunky let go of the crocodile's tail, and the crocodile went shooting high up into the sky like a huge green rocket. Up and up he went, higher and higher, faster and faster. He was going so fast and so high that soon the earth was just a tiny dot miles below. He whizzed on and on. He whizzed far into space. He whizzed past the moon. He whizzed past stars and planets, until at last, with the most tremendous bang, the enormous crocodile crashed head first into the hot, hot sun, and he was sizzled up like a sausage.
I don't know if elephants are that powerful, but to me, a crocodile just getting flung into space and getting sizzled like a sausage is too funny not to add in. Oh, sizzled like a sausage.
Roald Dahl's Revolting Rhyme.
Revolting Rhymes was created in 1978. It was the shortest book that Roald Dahl has ever wrote, and it is basically retellings of various famous fairy tale books, like Cinderella, Little Red Riding Hood, Snow White, the Seven Dwarfs, all of that stuff. And they're written in a way when it's it's a whole lot of twists, let's just say. It's a pretty interesting read to see how Roald Dahl has manipulated all these classic fairy tale books. Now, there's a lot of good bits in this collection of tales, I should say. The best bits that I could think of is when the ugly stepsisters in Cinderella get their heads chopped off.
Off with her head, the prince roared back. They chopped it off with one big whack. This pleased the prince. He smiled and said, "She's prettier without her head." Then out came sister number 2, who yelled,
"Now I will try the shoe."
"Try this instead," the prince yelled back. He swung his trusty sword and smack, her head went crashing to the ground. It bounced a bit and rolled around.
In Goldilocks and the Three Bears, at the end of the story, Goldilocks is actually being ate by the Three Bears.
But as it's inside Mademoiselle, you'll have to eat her up as well.
And then in Jack and the Beanstalk, the mum gets eaten by the big giant, and she was very smelly, and he decided just to wash to make him very clean so that this giant couldn't smell him.
The giant muttered twice. "By gosh, that tasted very nice. Although," and this in grumpy tones, "I wish there weren't so many bones."
"By Christopher,"
Jack cried.
"by gum, the giant's eaten up my mum. He smelled her out. She's in his belly. I had a hunch that she was smelly."
Jack stood there gazing longingly upon the huge and golden tree. He muttered softly,
"Golly gosh, I guess I'll have to take a wash if I am going to climb this tree without the giant smelling me. In fact, a bath's my only hope."
He rushed indoors and grabbed the soap. He scrubbed his body everywhere. He even washed and rinsed his hair. He did his teeth, he blew his nose, and went out smelling like a rose. Once more he climbed the mighty beam. The giant sat there, gross, obscene, muttering through his vicious teeth, while Jack sat tensely just beneath, muttering loud, "Fee, fi, fo, fum. Right now I can't smell anyone." Jack waited till the giant slept. Then out along the boughs he crept, and gathered so much gold I swear he was an instant millionaire.
"A bath,"
he said,
"does seem to pay. I'm going to have one every day."
So yeah, those are some very creative ideas, and I think Roald Dahl has executed them very, very well indeed. So that was Revolting Rhymes. Hi all, unfortunately I have to split this up into 2 parts because for me, I'm doing this on my phone, so it's quite difficult to manage space and all of that. So unfortunately I'm going to be making this into 2 videos, so you can subscribe if you want to see the second part of this. That's really about all. Thanks for watching and stay tuned. See ya.